welcome. It is Friday. Happy Friday, and I have a pillow head. Thank you very much, and glasses too. Come on in. This is going to be a fun one if this individual actually shows up like he said he was going to show up on. All right, come on in. Hey, Scott, how you doing, buddy? Come on, everybody. Mandy, this is going to be good. Come on in. We'll start this up before we bring in our special guest star. What's up, Scott? Yeah, this ought to be fun. He's someone I just got off the phone with. I'll give you a little rundown. What's up, Ron? Gather around. This is going to be good. Let's get Frank in here. Frank, are you on there? What's up, Tiffany? Oh, he's flying right now. Frank is going to miss all the fun. He is flying on an airplane right now. All right, so there's Rod. All right, Rod, hang with me. I'll bring you in just a second. So as you know, everybody, I get a lot of hate, a lot of LIC stuff, a lot of low information crowd folks. And so 2 weeks ago, a lot of those guys come on Mckamey Manor Presents. So this one guy wrote some, typical nasty stuff. And when they do that, my response is this. Okay, Rod, you have a lot to say. Let's see who the coward really is. Call me at so-and-so. We'll set up an interview so you can show the world what you're all about. Let's see if you actually be the man and whatever it is, and contact me for a detailed interview, blah, blah. It's my normal stuff I toss out there. And so I already know the answer. I know you're not going to do it. But I was wrong. So Rod G just called me right now. We're going to bring him in. But before I do that, let me, what's up, Samantha? Let me read you what Mr. Rod G from Texas had to say about yours truly. And this is exactly how it's written, so if it's misspelled or anything, hang on, Frank, this will be good, buddy, yeah. Okay, so Rod G says, anyone who does this is a fool, and there are stupid Russ has, and this is the way it's written, I'm sorry here, let's try it again. I'm trying to work around the grammar, but this is just what it says. So Frank, he's talking about you. Let's try it again. Anyone who does this is a fool, and their stupid Russ has this set up so people will fail. Russ grooms, victimizes people to fuel his sick, sadistic fantasy, to torture people. Russ is a very sick man. Possibly it could be because of his dad committing suicide. Isn't that nice that he brings that up? Of his dad committing suicide because his dad was in the military. And when they're done testing and dropped an A-bomb, his dad suffered from the effects of radiation, which is absolutely true, which is a very sad thing. But it's pretty jacked up that he would bring that up. But okay, it gives you the idea of what he's all about. If I saw correctly from what I watched on the documentary on Netflix, this is what Russ said. So this could be possibly why Russ is the way he is. There's a lot more. So when Russ is confronted on Mckamey Manor, Russ can't take criticism or defend. Yeah, I can't defend it, right? Criticism or defend what he is doing at Mckamey Manor. He calls people haters to make people feel sorry for him and plays the victim where he has to have others fight his battles. Did y'all know that y'all fight my battles? Thanks, guys. On YouTube. Because he draws people away where it's poor Russ. Oh, they're criticizing me. Sorry, there's no commas, there's no nothing. The grammar is horrible. So I'm reading it how it is. If Russ was a real man, he would fight his own battles instead of having people on YouTube fighting Russ's battles for him. If this isn't really happening at Mckamey Manor, you would think Russ would defend himself and say this isn't true and why it isn't true. But Russ doesn't do this. So why won't Russ answer allegations when confronted? Because Russ has something to hide. If someone accused me of wrongdoing, I would confront them. If someone slandered my name and said I was doing something illegal or wrong when I'm not, I would speak up and say, this isn't happening here and you're totally wrong. But in this case, Russ won't speak up because Russ isn't a man. Russ is a coward and always will be a coward. Okay, so that's what Rod said, right? So Rod, I need you to write in right now. I know you said you were there a second ago. Write in right now so I can call you on in, and you can bring your facts and explain to me all these things that you're throwing my way, and let's see what you got. Okay, so Rod, send me something. Say, hey, it's Rod. I'm still here. Got a feeling he probably ran away after I read that, though. He was there for a minute, but the feed keeps going up. So come on, Rod. Here he goes. All right, I'm going to bring Rod on camera. This ought to be interesting. Try not to smoke, Rod. I can't hear you when you smoke, like on the phone. What's up, Brian? Yeah, you're right, Brian. I'm trying to get him in here. Now, you're only in Texas, so we should be okay. Oh, declined. It said he declined. Rod. Try it again, Rod. I knew you'd run away, Rod. Oh, my goodness. Try it again. Okay, then you need to call it in, Rod. I'm going to hit you again. It says bring Rod onto camera. It says adding right now. I know it works. I bring everybody else in this way. So come on, Rod. You need to see. There he is.
I'm here.
Speak up now. Get your camp. Get it on loud and proud so I can hear you. So first off, Rod, first off, introduce yourself to the crowd and tell them what you're all about and tell them why you would say all the things that you said. I mean, let's back up some of the things that you had to say. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, my name's Rod, and I'm here in Texas. But as far as everything I've said, the only thing that I retract that I said is about your father. I shouldn't have said that. That's the only thing I shouldn't have said.
So everything else, okay, well, it's time for you to back it up, dude. So you're saying that, let's run through the litany here of it, right? You're saying I victimize people, basically, and I'm a sadistic fuck, right? That's what you said. So Rod, what do you know about me, Rod? What do you really know about me?
I don't know anything about you, really. I just know that you run a place where you sit there and you allow the other people to hurt people.
Really? Really? Is that what's really happening, Rod?
Yes. Because, I mean, look at people that came out of this place.
Okay.
I mean, all bruised up. What would be your reasoning? What do you get out of doing
Oh, man, it's torture, dude. I just love torturing people. It's plain and clear, man.
So what do you say that's sadistic?
No, man, that's just my pleasure, man. I mean, you got to realize, Rod, that I'm torturing people every day. We're bringing people in here. In fact, I'm sure you know that we've had 3 deaths within Mckamey Manor. I'm sure if you've done your studies, you know that we've had 3 people die here, right? And those 2 of those were because we tortured them to such a degree that they just didn't make it out. So I wonder why, though. I don't think that's sadistic. That's just what it is. Torture is fun, dude. Have you not tortured anybody before?
No.
Oh, man, you're missing out then. Bro, you're missing out. So where do you think you got your information? How do you think you know me and understand me? Where are you getting all that info from to call me as, that I'm victimizing people? I'm not sticking up my own battles. I'm a sadistic fuck. Where else? I'm a sick person. What do you really know about me, Rod? How can you say that?
I know I don't know much about you, but I mean, for the stuff that you do is like satanic.
Satanic.
I
oh
mean,
my God, now it's
as a
satanic.
Christian,
Wow. How is what I'm doing? How is the show that I'm doing satanic? Have you ever seen anything religious in my shows whatsoever? Anything?
like pouring blood on people, fake blood, you did making people eat like all kinds of nasty stuff.
Is that satanic? How is that satanic?
Say again?
How is pouring blood on somebody, making them eat nasty stuff? How is that satanic and devil worshiping and all that stuff? How does that even compute? Satanic. I'm sorry. Carrie's, I'm saying the word wrong, Carrie. I'm sorry. I don't know the word, so I'm sorry. So how does that pan out for you? How does your mind make that into something devilish or whatever? How does it work out?
Well, I mean, I stand as a Christian, and that, and basically, I mean, you do all these sick things. I mean, that's,
all right. So,
I mean, if you want me to go to the Bible.
Ron, okay, I got a question. So you said you're a Christian, right? Right? You said you're a Christian?
Yes.
So is it Christian for you to sit and attack me and talk about the fools that come to the manor and call me sick and fuck and sadistic and torture? Is that how you Christians act? Is that how that works out in Texas?
Well, you got to understand that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes.
Oh, dude, that's far from perfect, okay? For you attacking me the way you did and then going after my whole father thing and all that, whether you apologize or not, is that the Christian thing to do? I mean, this is a nice long rant. Everybody heard the rant, right? So if I mean, I may not be a Christian, although I might be. You just don't know what I am. But I don't write like that. I don't attack people like the way you do. So I'm just wondering, is this how a good Christian acts and writes? Rod?
I have issues with anger.
You have issues with what?
And I don't deny it. With anger.
Oh, okay. So, all right, well, I hope you get work on that.
I don't deny it.
All right, well, that's good. But you're claiming the Christian thing and stuff. Don't throw that around, because a real Christian does not write the kind of stuff that you did. You may think that you're being all Christian-y and whatever, but I'm telling you what, I'm pretty sure God would not appreciate the way that you attack me when you know absolutely zilch about me. So let's talk about some facts now, Rod. Hey, Rod, question for you. How much time did you spend in the military, Rod?
No, but I have family that's in the military.
Oh, no. Hang on. I'm asking you. Did you spend any time in the military?
No.
Okay. Well, guess what?
No,
I did. Guess what? I did. 23 years protecting this country, and I did that so guys like you can be stupid and say what you want to say, because it's freedom of speech, right? So you can go out there and be as ignorant as you want to. No offense, but I spent 23 years protecting you so you can do your dumb stuff. And then guess what I did for the next 13 years after that?
Audio.
Well, you must know, because you know so much about me, right? So for the next 13 years after I got out of the military, I worked for disabled veterans, helping out disabled vets for 13 years as a veterans advocate. Have you done anything like that at all? Have you taken that step to help others out at all, Frank? I'm not Frank. I'm sorry. Sorry, Rod. Have you done any of that kind of thing at all?
I have,
because that's kind of the Christian, the Christian thing to do, Rod. And then I tell you what, we also like rescue animals, and this is the worst part about it. And of course, I'm a very crazy, satanic wedding singer. Because all of us wedding singers, we're out there, we're crazy, right? That's a hideous thing to do as well.
I knew you were a wedding singer.
Well, then you must know if you watch Netflix. But the point I'm trying to make, Rod, is you're attacking me and you know nothing about me. Hey, Rod, let's play a game here, Rod. Ready? And be honest with me, okay? You ready? You ready? Rod?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, Rod, have you ever smoked a cigarette? I know you do. right? Yes.
Can you please repeat? You broke up.
I said, have you ever smoked a cigarette?
Yes.
You do all the time. You're a chain smoker. Have you
smoke. I don't lie about it.
Have you ever been intoxicated? You good Christian, you. Have you ever once been drunk in your life? Ever?
Yeah, when I was younger.
Okay. Answer me yes. I'm pretty sure it's more than just younger. But again, I don't know. I'm just based on what I'm looking at right now. Have you? Do you use a lot of bad language? Do you cuss a lot? I know you do because I've heard it. I saw it. Am I right?
Well, I admit I have anger issues,
there you
but
go. Okay.
you got to understand you're basing what my belief. My salvation is not based on what you think. It's about what
I'm just trying
Jesus
to tell
done
you
on
that
the
you don't
cross.
have a leg to stand on.
My salvation is only based on
Rod,
what he did.
don't attack me. Because you know why, Rod? Let me tell you a little bit about me. Okay? I've never been drunk in my life. Never had a cigarette. Never taken a drug before. I don't cuss. I'm about as straight-laced as you can think of. I'm not saying I'm any worse than anybody else. I'm just saying I'm not the guy you think I am. I guarantee you,
But when I was on the phone with you, you were cussing.
I'll put up my resume about what I've done in my life against yours any day of the week. What do you think about that? You want to do that?
You never answered my question. When I was talking to you on the phone, you were cussing.
Yeah, I was. I was reading what you said, you big moron. Right? Exactly. So what I'm trying to say
And I've seen videos when you get cussed. So you're being a hypocrite.
There you go. Yeah, some videos I will because it's showbiz. It's called making a movie. So, Rod, do you believe everything you see on the internet? Do you believe everything you see in the papers and what you read? Do you believe all that?
No, but I asked you on the phone, and you said it wasn't smoke and mirrors.
That's right. It's not smoke and mirrors.
That it was real.
That's right. It is real. But you haven't been here, have you? You haven't been here to experience it. So, Rod, here's where I need you to put on your logic cap. This is where I need you to put on some intelligence there, okay? Do the best you can. Work with me on this. Work with me on this. If things were really happening like you think they are, if things were really happening, Rod, do you think I'd be in jail right now? Do you think I'd still be doing the show? Use your common sense, Rod. Common sense now.
But I believe that just because you have a waiver doesn't mean that where you'll mess up, where you could end up in jail.
Rod.
And you talk about doing all this. Hold on. You talk about doing all this stuff with veterans and stuff. Why aren't you doing something more creative, like helping people like veterans now, instead of doing stupid stuff?
Because you don't know what I do and what I help out and who I help out, whether it be people, furry animals, or anything. You don't know anything about me. Clearly, you don't know a thing about me. Again, I'll put up my resume 24/7. I'll put up my resume of things I've done to help people, animals, and you name it, from when I was little to now, against your resume any time of the day or week. You don't have a clue about what I'm all about. And that's what you guys crack me up about, man. You guys are ignorant. That's what, you know what LIC stands for, Rod? You know what LIC stands for?
No, but you're probably going to tell me.
Yeah, it stands for low information crowd. Memorize that, low information crowd, okay? That's someone who buys into all the hype. But it really ticks me off when you write things about my father and you write things saying I'm a sadistic guy and I'm a sick fuck and all that stuff.
I never said that you were a sick F.
You don't have
I never said that. I never said that you were.
You did? Let's talk about it.
No, I did not.
Right. People who feel this sick, sadistic fantasy to torture people. Russ is a very sick man, possibly. But I can keep going on and on and on. So how do you know about my mental health? So why am I sick?
Okay.
Well, because I'm entertaining folks.
All right. Well, does normal people sit and torture people?
I don't know.
So why would you think I'm thinking you're sadistic?
Do they?
Well, apparently so. I mean, you do it.
That's right, I do, Rod. I torture them all. This is my point, Rod.
I mean, you must really like doing it.
Oh, I do. I love it. It's great, man. You know, I'm just gonna roll with. I'm gonna roll with you now. So I gotta be honest with you, Rod. All right? I was just pulling your leg. I'm pulling your leg. I was just trying to spin you up. I'm actually everything you think I am. Okay? I do love torturing people, and this is a torture factory. Mckamey Manor is a torture factory where that's all we do. We do it 24/7. In fact, I got somebody right now out there in the barn who's hung up against the side of the barn, and they're bleeding out right now. But that's just what we do. And everybody knows that's what we do. So
you're being sarcastic now.
No, never.
I mean, you can torture somebody and not like bleed, whether or not like bleeding and stuff like that. But I mean, just the stuff like beating up on people, making them eat, water torturing people.
Right.
Why is it in McLeansboro, Illinois, you got ran off?
Oh man,
I know people that live in McLeansboro, Illinois.
I know, that's crazy. They shot at me. I know, right? That must mean that they were right. That must mean in McLeansboro, Illinois, man, those people had it going on. They were good Christians just like you. They were just like you. Those good Christians that really are on the ball and really know what's going on and really have their facts down. They were just like you. They were out there praying in front of the building on their knees saying, "Oh, keep Russ away." That's what they were doing. You know, that's kind of like, I think, what you're all about. But the funny thing is, though, all these good Christians like you guys are some of the worst. Some of the very, very worst. You hide behind religion, and you guys are doing horrible things to people, and you're living in ways that are not very Christian. And if you knew how I actually live,
all right, are you a Christian?
I'm not gonna address that. I'm gonna let you wonder what I am.
Why not? Why? I mean, I'm not ashamed of it.
That's good. Well, then, if you're not ashamed of it, why do you not act in a Christian manner? You would fit right in.
Because we're human beings. Everybody is going. We're not perfect. We have. Faults.
Stop with.
You have.
Okay,
faults.
look. Here you go. That's the biggest crock of crap ever. And that's what people with religion do. Oh, I'm not perfect. We're not perfect. But you know what? You're responsible for your actions, Rod, and you can be responsible and you can do the right thing. Wait, Rod.
My actions.
Don't throw it off on the excuse about we're only human beings. We're not. That's not what I'm talking about. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But the kind of stuff that so many really super fanatical type of religious people do, that's some crazy stuff, and I've seen it firsthand. Now, I'm all about religion. I love religion, and I love people who love religion. That's fantastic. I'm just saying I've seen it firsthand that some religious people are the most violent, vile people that I've ever seen. And they're the most uneducated people as well. And what they do is they go back to that same old thing of, well, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Like that's going to excuse your behavior. And it doesn't excuse it. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yes.
As far as, like I said, we all make mistakes. And you make mistakes. I make mistakes. Yeah, we do.
Right. But we're not talking about basic stuff. We're talking about big time things. Talking about big life deals, life moments. Don't pan that off on we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all know that. But the kind of stuff that you're saying here without having any kind of information about me or anything else, that's wrong, dude. That's just wrong. All the nasty things you said about me, you don't know nothing. And like I said, I would gladly share my resume and compare it with what you've accomplished in your world to what I've accomplished in my world. And I would gladly go ahead and flip the book and see who's doing what and see who's done good for people. See who's been out there helping people. Because I have, and I continue to do that. And no matter if you don't think my haunt is like whatever you think it is, it's not what you think. I can tell you that for sure. But it just amazes me the closed-mindedness of someone like you. That's why I wanted to get you on here and expose this, because it blows my mind. And there's a lot of folks like you that live here in this town. A whole lot. And that's scary, dude. You scare me. You guys scare me. That makes sense?
All right. Well, another question I have is why is there a petition out? Another petition in Tennessee that they want to get rid of you. I mean, you must be doing. I mean, you have to be doing something.
Must be doing something crazy, man. You got that right. I must be doing something insane if there's a petition out to get me out of here. Woo! Yeah, you're right. I hope there is. I haven't seen it. Well, actually, I have seen it. It had you know what it had on there? It had 3 signatures, and one of those was mine. I was like, yeah, let's get him out of here. Let's run him out of town. This is what I call the low information crowd. You'd fit right on in, my man. I mean, no offense, but you'd fit right on in there. You'd be that guy having those secretive meetings about me. You'd be that guy who's out there thumping a Bible at the local church saying, let's raise money to get Russ out of town. You'd be that guy, wouldn't you? Am I right?
Well, like I said,
yes, I am.
On my beliefs, it doesn't matter about, you said about my actions, that I'm accountable for my actions. The only body I'm going to be accountable to is God, not you.
Oh, dude.
Not anybody
Stop
else.
That excuse.
I mean, as long as they don't break the law
Stop right now. Stop right now. That is so lame.
No.
That is the lamest thing. You are accountable for your actions.
Trying to turn it around.
Rod, you're accountable for your actions.
You're trying to turn this around.
No. Quit trying to say the only person you're accountable for is God. Stop it. You're accountable towards human beings. You're accountable.
Well, I am. I don't care what you say.
You're accountable towards animals. You're accountable towards the safety of others. You're accountable and to do the right thing. And you're making a big excuse. Please. You think that's what God wants? You think God wants you to just, he left. I kind of figured. Get back in here, Rod. We're not done with you. Come on in. Froze up. Here we go. I'm bringing you back in, Rod. Come on in.
I didn't leave. It froze up.
Okay. So do you think God, well, hang on. Do you think God wants you only to have the mindset of, you know what? I can do and say whatever. The only one I'm accountable to is God, nobody else. You think that's the kind of God, you think that's the kind of people God wants on his team? Just people are just kind of floating through the world and not being accountable, not doing the right thing. But then at the very end of the day, coming back with you know what? The only guy I got to worry about is God. You think that's what it's all about? I don't think God wants those kind of folks. I think he wants the kind of people that are upright and straight and tall the whole time through, not just when it's time for God to judge them. You know what I mean?
You know what? Everybody is accountable for
Well, everybody is accountable to God. It doesn't matter. You know, you'll be accountable.
But how about your daily
for my
actions?
action. I admit it. But like the stuff I said, like about your dad, I apologize for that part.
Okay.
You know,
that was way out of there. But you know, it's typical though. It's typical from someone who thinks they're this holier than thou Christian to go as low as that. That's kind of typical.
I make mistakes.
Oh, I know that. Oh, I can tell that. I know that.
You think that you don't make mistakes because you're using excuses like, oh, well, don't use that excuse that nobody's perfect. Well, we are perfect.
Yeah, okay, we're not perfect, but I'm still saying you got to be accountable for your actions, Rod. You can't just be like, well, the only one that it matters to is God, and as long as he sees me in the okay light, I'm good to go. No, it doesn't work that way, Rod. You got to live your entire life the best you can, helping people, serving people, taking care of animals, doing the right thing, right? Now, you probably don't think I do the right thing, do you? You think I'm like this hypocrite or whatever. You probably think I'm doing horrible things, don't you?
Well, I mean, what are people supposed to think, you know, when they see the stuff on your videos?
I don't know. What do you think when you watch a movie, Rod? Have you ever watched a movie before? You ever gone to the movies? Have you ever gone to the movie and saw like a horror picture before?
It's a movie. It's not real, but the stuff that you do is real.
Yeah, maybe not. I gotta tell you, it's real. I gotta tell you, it is real. But it is real. But why do you think people keep coming back? Why do you think I have return customers that come back?
Well, I think people are crazy for doing it. You ain't gonna catch me doing it, not because I'm scared. I mean, I'm not scared.
You're scared.
It's like
Oh, Rod, you are scared, my man. You are scared beyond belief, right? You're scared talking to me right now. You are scared.
I disagree.
I got a challenge for you, Rod. You like challenges? I'm pretty sure, I'm not a rich man. You're not a rich man. I'll make a challenge to you. You come on down here and take the tour. I mean, you know right now, right, that if you get through the tour, I offer you $20,000 to someone to get through it. Show us. If you're not afraid, come down and show us what you've got going on. Take that tour. And take the baby sissy tour. And you can walk away with 20 grand. If you're not afraid. If you're not afraid.
It ain't about the money. I don't need the money.
Oh.
It ain't about money.
Well, heck, I need the money. I mean, why don't you donate it to the animal shelters? Why don't you donate it to abused children? If you don't need the money, help out. Help out in that avenue. I tell you what, you can check it out. You don't need the money, donate it. We'll donate it to St. Jude's Hospital. We'll donate it to a shelter of your choice. We'll do it in a charity of your name. How about that?
Like I said, it ain't about being scared. It's like I have anxiety, and that's why I wouldn't be able to do it, because I have anxiety, panic attack. So I couldn't do it.
That's an excuse, Rod. That's an excuse. Everybody has issues, Rod. But let's get back to what you think the manor is. Let's get back to what you think I'm all about, and what you think the clients, the customers that come through here. Do you think this is some kind of torture factory, right?
Well, that's the way the videos you make. Your videos that are made out to be that way.
I guess the whole point I'm trying to make, Rod, is that clearly it's probably not what you think. Otherwise, if it was, I'd be in jail. I'd be put away. I'd be locked up. There'd be lawsuits against me. I would be in all kinds of trouble, and I'm not. So there's something probably more going on. But what irritates me is guys like you that come on and write all the stuff that you write. If you got a question to ask me, then ask me in a civil way. You don't go and attacking people and calling, people that come through here are stupid, and Russ is setting them up, and I groom them to victimize them. I'm just reading your words. People to fuel his sick, sadistic fantasy of torture. Who writes all that stuff, Rod? That's a screwball writing this stuff, right? Talking about Russ is a very sick man, Then you went on about there's, and you keep going on and on about saying how I don't stick up for myself. I'm gonna have my YouTube people do it or whatever. That I'm talking to you right now, Rod, and it just goes on and on and on. That is a very ignorant little speech you wrote there. A very LIC, perfect example of an LIC of what they would write, and it's just really irritating. And guys like you won't even see that that's not even what it's all about. And there's no convincing you. I can't, and I don't even want to convince you. I want you to think what you want to think. I want you to think that we're torturing everybody, and this is all sadistic and satanic and all that crap, whatever you said. That's crazy, dog. But it's just amazing that you guys, I don't know how you get up and tie your shoes in the morning when you're this misinformed. I mean, because if you're talking like this about this, what are you doing the rest of the day? How are you getting along in the world? How are you surviving? I don't get it.
So you're saying that, I'm not in jail. I have no lawsuits and stuff like that. So there's only two options. It's real because you're not above the law, or it's smoke and mirrors. That's the two things it could be.
Why can't it be both? Because clearly it's real, because the fear you see in those people's eyes. And boy, I bring out the fear in them, Rod. I bring out the fear. I bring out the go to church Sunday fear. in these individuals. That's what I do. Now, that is real. Amen, brother. That is a real fear I'm bringing in those folks right there. But is it what you think? I don't think so. They come back again and again and again. Why?
Because people...
They want to be tortured?
People have that. Maybe people, I guess, want to be tortured, I guess.
So, Rod, now we've had fun here. This has been entertaining and fun. Do you really think I torture people, Rod? Honestly?
Well, those videos are really graphic.
I mean, because the videos are graphic, and what else am I supposed to think?
Do my videos move you? Do they give you emotion? Do they get you irritated? Do they spin you up a little bit?
They got me. I'm just thinking in my mind is like, why are these people doing this? I mean, are they crazy? Are they not right in the head or something? Or
okay, but my movies affect you, right? Now I'm talking like Russ here now. So my movies have an effect on you at one way or another, clearly, and I'm really happy about that because I am a filmmaker, Rod. My job is to spin people up. My job is to cause controversy. My job is to get people all riled up and spun up. Now this is the real me. Now the other me was just my little acting Russ, but now it's the real Russ. So my job, Rod, in all honesty, is just to entertain folks. I entertain them when they come here to the Manor, and I entertain them with my movies, and I entertain them whether I'm singing a song, playing the guitar, acting in a movie. I'm an entertainer. I'm a performer, Rod. That's what I do. So I'm glad.
The gambling stuff?
Oh, there's gambling.
What about the gambling?
What's wrong with gambling? What's wrong with gambling?
Is that real?
Absolutely. Las Vegas? Absolutely. But the cool thing about the Las Vegas gambling is that I didn't make any money with that. That money was all being donated to a rescue society, to a dog rescue society. Those people would pay $500 a person to watch the live feeds, and then they would let us know what they wanted to see happen inside the shows. So, yeah, I assume they were gambling. I never was there, but I assume they were. But I know they were donating to a rescue society to help animals. So I'm good to go with that. It's all about helping people and helping the little furry animals. I'm all about that. That's a good cause, Rod. You see that? You can see that's a good cause, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's helping out the creatures, man. It's helping out God's creatures. I wasn't making any money. Do you know, Rod, that in all these years, I never made a single penny on Mckamey Manor? Not a dime. That's even crazier. Why does he do it then? Oh, my God. He must be loving the torture if he does this thing for free. Am I right?
Okay, well, I also heard that from research I did that you're a millionaire. So, I mean, that's why, or that you have money or something. True. What I've heard.
That is true. That is true. I don't like to brag about that, but I am a millionaire. I fibbed on that one. I'm a millionaire several times over, and that is basically from the gambling. So I did pull your leg on that one, yes.
You're being sarcastic on that. I mean, I'm serious. I am a millionaire. We're not talking about, like, if it might be an inheritance or...
I'm a millionaire, or maybe just saving my money, maybe just working really hard. I can tell you that I've put in over $1 million into Mckamey Manor.
Right.
I have spent $1 million of my own money to build Mckamey Manor over the years, and I did that, Frank. I keep calling you Frank. Sorry, Frank. I did that, Rod, by working hard every day of my life for being in the Navy, 23 years, serving this country. Being out to sea for 17 years, floating around on ships. That's what I did. I've always worked, my man. And everything I made went into Mckamey Manor.
So when you were in the military, did you fight in any wars? You said you served our country.
Yeah. I was in the U.S. Navy, my man. So, I was out there doing what the Navy does. What?
Did you fight in any wars, like Vietnam or any wars?
I was in Operation Desert Shield. That was a war? So does that not count? Does that not count for you? So people that serve in the military, does that not count unless they were actually in Vietnam or Korea or World War II or World War I? That doesn't even off for you?
No, I just was asking, in general.
All right. Well, to me, when I spent 17 years away from my family, floating around on a ship in the middle of the ocean, doing what we do out there, I think that's a sacrifice right there. But that's just me. I don't know if you ever spent 17 years away from your family, but that's just me. So I support any and all military personnel, whether it's the Coast Guard, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, you name it. Everybody who puts that uniform on, I congratulate them. That's the way I look at it.
Like I said, the only problem I have is like the people. The content of your videos, what they show, and there's like several people that said, "Hey, I don't want to do this no more," and you guys kept on doing it.
I know, right? Isn't that cool, man? Those days were the days, man. Rod, those days were the days. I loved it. That was exciting. Exciting. Woo! But believe it or not, those people in those older movies, that's what they wanted. And in reality, you don't see all the behind-the-scenes stuff. I'm going to show you the scary stuff, but you don't see all the stuff where we're taking care of them and decompressing them and walking them down and making sure they're okay. Again, do you really think if somebody really wanted out that we wouldn't let them out of the manor? Do you think that?
But just this is what we you don't know because no one sees that.
That's true.
There's very few videos where you've shown where you're like decompressing people and stuff like that. So
that's not true. If you watch all my movies, at the very end of it, you see us decompressing everybody. You see us having sodas and pizza and hanging out and talking, and they're seeing all the actors. You're not watching my movies very clearly, because if you watch those, at the tail end of it, you almost always see us taking care of them, and that's what we do. But so ask me some questions, man. Ask me some of your questions that you think are pertinent that you need answered, and I will answer legitly what you got going on. I don't care what it is, how stupid it is. You ask, I will answer.
Okay. All right. Hey, before we go on, if my video freezes up, your video freezes up, I'm not hanging up. So don't think I left. I'm still here.
Get right back on. All right, just get right back on.
So
go ahead.
Now have you put like safeguards in place where if somebody doesn't want to continue?
No. No more, no less than anything before. It's just kind of common sense. Again, the people that come here really want that extreme experience. They want the contract states in there. They understand there's no quitting. There's no getting out until I'm ready to let them out, until they are mentally or physically are at such a point that it's now unsafe for them to be there. And that's what they're signing up for. That's the kind of people that we get here. We get the hardcore adrenaline junkies that don't want me to stop. They want to keep on going. That's the name of the game. So, yeah, it's always been that way. It's always the same. They stay until we feel it's time for them to go. And they still come back because they want that adrenaline rush. That's the kind of folks they are.
So what happens if there's people that that are like that you feel that are unsafe, and they don't tell you, then it ends up backfiring on you, and then you end up getting sued for it.
Well, never been sued yet. Cross my little fingers. Whoop.
I'm not
So,
saying that you will be sued.
well, that's a chance I'm taking every single time. That's a good question. That's why there is requirements to get in, Rod. You can't just jump in. Do you know what the basic requirements are to even get your foot in the door?
Well, I know you drug test people.
That's one of them.
They've got to be mentally stable, which I couldn't do that because I have anxiety.
All right, so here's the rules to get in, Frank. I keep calling you Frank. I'm so sorry, Frank. So, Rod, so check it out, man. This is how safe we are. This is how you got to really be on the A game kind of person to get here. First you got to get a sports physical, which tells me whether or not your heart's okay, respiratory system's okay. You got to get a physical done. You got to spend money, your own money, to get a physical, and then you got to also be mentally cleared. That's really important. I got to make sure you're mentally good to go. Then you got to go through a criminal background investigation. I got to make sure you're not some loose cannon, some wacko job. So then we have to pay for a criminal background check that we do that. Then you got to go through an interview like I'm doing right now with you. I'll be talking to you and doing an interview with you. You got to have proof of medical insurance to get in. You got to sign a 40-page waiver that's going to tell you everything you need to know about the manor, everything before you ever take a step in. You're going to know everything that you're going to sign up for. There's nothing hidden. And you do a drug screening, like we said. You got to do a drug test the day of the show, a swab test. Make sure there's no weed in you, no nothing. You got to be A game, 100% good to go, rock and roll. Okay? And the list goes on and on. And you got to do like a 10-minute video showing us what you're all about. You just don't step in here. So with all those requirements, a person really, really has to want to do this. You can't twist their arm. We're not out there grabbing people off the street. This is somebody that really wants to come here. So because of that, these people are well versed in what's going to happen. And again, Rod, they know every single thing that will happen before they ever go in. And they agree to it. And that's the difference between this attraction and any other attraction. Any attraction, not just a haunted house attraction. We have such safety requirements. It's crazy. It's like it's above what anybody needs to do. But I do this to keep the client safe and to keep me safe. So that's why we've never had any problems in all these years. Now, in saying that, sometimes a crazy person still gets through. Then we have to deal with those people on their own basis. But once in a while, but 99% of the time, we got a really good crowd of people coming through the tours.
So I talked about you were on Netflix, okay? I saw the hunting video. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
Did you like that movie?
It had like different things on there about haunts and stuff like that.
So here's a question real fast about Haunters. Okay, now, so Haunters, the movie, follows like 3 people, right? Follows me and 2 other people, right?
Yes.
Did you watch the whole movie?
Yes, I watched the whole movie, and it had Carol in it.
Right. So here's my question, and I'll talk about Carol too if you want to. Carol was not my wife, not in a relationship. She was a person who did the haunt with me, and that was that. So I'm sure you thought she was my wife and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, so here's the question to you. I know that you're not a fan of the manor, and it's all scary and all that stuff to you, and all wild, and makes you write crazy things on YouTube. Question is, honestly, and I know you're a Christian guy, so you're not going to lie to me, out of those 3 stories, which one was the most interesting? Which one grabbed your attention? Which one were you most like, oh my God, which one really moved you in one way or another?
Well,
Have all three of those.
I can't say like there. There's other ones that I didn't agree with because of I did research where there was where they were having people going in there in their underwear and they were accused of.
No, that's blackout. I'm not talking about that. That's blackout. That's another. And that's another haunt. I'm talking about the three main characters. There was that woman, the actor. There was the guy that had a home haunt with the wife that didn't like what he was doing. And there was me. Out of those three stories, which story was the most interesting to you?
But one or all? One out of the three, one of them you said?
I was saying I'm trying to make a point. I'm saying which story, which subject, myself, the female actor, or the guy with his wife that doesn't like haunting, which story was the most interesting to watch for that hour and a half?
Probably the woman, the actor.
Well, that's interesting. So you thought that was more interesting than Mckamey Manor?
Because they weren't extreme, you know.
Oh, all right. Hey, you answered honestly. You answered honestly. Most people, for better or for worse, they either love it or hate it, but they're like, no, of course the Mckamey Manor one was the most interesting, the one they couldn't take their eyes off of, the one that was like, oh my God, it was just freaking them out one way or another. So that's interesting that you thought Char was the most interesting story. She'll be glad to know that. That's good. All right, so go ahead and ask another question. You gotta hurry up now. I'm giving you a lot of my time here, Rod.
But like I said, there were some of the guy that hate the third one. I guess they made an issue because again we was talking about no safe word. I mean I think
yeah, me.
I don't
no safe word. Me.
Why, I don't see why you guys wouldn't have a safe word.
Because we're Mckamey Manor. No safe word because we're Mckamey Manor. Mckamey Manor is different than any other haunt in the world. So I don't want to have a safe word. I want people to go through and live their own horror experience. I want them to live a survival horror boot camp experience like none other. And having a safe phrase would just make that easy peasy. It would take the edge off of what we do. And Rust, if you know anything about what I do, Rust is all about having that edge. So that's why we don't like our safe words.
Well, but if somebody said, hey, I don't want to do this no more, I don't want to do this no more, and then you go into the lines of imprisonment, because the fact is that even if you have a contract, that doesn't null and void the laws.
Are you sure about that? I have to disagree.
Sure, but
it just makes sense, right? So I can tell you in the contract, Rod, takes 4 hours to sign. And I read it with them every step of the way. I read that contract. And in that contract, it says numerous times, do you want a safe phrase? Nope, don't want one. And it says in there that, okay, if you're choosing no safe phrase, then you understand that you're going to be in there until I want you out. And no sooner, no later. So it states that several times in there. And they are agreeing to that proposition. So we'll have to agree to disagree. But all I can tell you is that nobody has come here to arrest me because we're keeping somebody against their will, so to speak. Because they're not really being kept against their will. Because they're saying that's what they want. And then I turn the camera off and say, do you remember when you read this? Yep. Keep it going, Russ. Keep it going. Okay. Continue on. So there's a lot of things that you don't know. But, yeah. So anyways, what else you got?
So on this contract, there's times when you were in San Diego where you were out by like water and stuff, and you kept telling them, like screaming and yelling at them to sign it, and
I know, right?
And it made it look like they couldn't read it.
I know, right? That's scary, huh? That's true, man. Contract signings can be scary sometimes, and they understand that as soon as they get here.
But you avoided the question.
Well,
You avoided the question because there was like people that you kept screaming and yelling at them to sign it, right. Where it looked like they couldn't read it. Like,
okay, I don't. But what's your question? Okay, so
I said why.
Yes, I agree. I agree. They couldn't read it as well as they could have without having water in their face. Okay, and what? And why did I do that? Or was it okay to do that?
Yeah. If you were going to be legit, on this contract, why would you keep screaming and yell at people to sign something without them fully reading it?
Because it's scary. But they did fully read it, though. And if you looked at everybody's exit video, when they go through the standard questionnaire about did you have time to read it, do you understand what you're getting into, blah, 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 they all say the same thing as, yep, I understood what I was getting into. I had time to read it. So that's why I do an exit questionnaire. And I don't do it when I'm there. I do it when they're by themselves. So they can say whatever they want to say. And they can say, no, man, I was under duress. I had to do it. I didn't want to sign it. But they don't say that. They say, yeah, I knew what I was getting into. And that's what I wanted. So I don't know what to tell you on that one.
So
what else you got?
Why would you do water torture when our military, they sit there and they water torture people?
Does the military water torture?
They have.
Right? Yeah, for terrorists and what have you, right? Absolutely. Hey, I'm all for water torture. Are you for water torture at all?
I'm not sure.
Let me ask you a question. Are you married? You got kids?
Yes.
How many kids you got?
2.
All right. Let's call them John and Jane. So let's say somebody ran into your house and kidnapped John and Jane and your wife. And they put a ransom note on there and said, if you don't do this or do that, we're going to take out your family. We're going to kill them. And let's say we were able to get a hold of those guys and have somebody talk with these people to find out where your family was. And let's say the only way they would talk is if we waterboarded them to give up that information to get your family back safe and sound. Would you be okay with waterboarding them?
Yeah, but there's a difference.
Just wondering.
They're doing it for a real reason. You are doing it for a fictitious reason.
Well, I just want to make sure that we're on track with waterboarding because you said, I'm not sure, but I want to make sure that you were at least going to be honest and say, yeah, if it was going to save your family's life, you'd be okay with waterboarding, right?
Yes, I guess I would be. Yeah.
How about if it was going to save? How about if it was going to save your neighbor's life or someone that you didn't know about, someone across the country? How about if it was going to save their life? Would you be okay with waterboarding then?
Probably so, yeah. And I can't lie.
Probably what? Probably what?
I said I can't lie. I said yes.
There you go. So waterboarding is not so bad. We established that. If waterboarding is going to save a life, someone else's, you're okay with that, right?
Yeah, but you got to understand. But the reasons why they were doing it is for legitimate reasons. You're waterboarding people for not legitimate reasons.
No, man, that's where you're wrong. We use water for a very, very legitimate reason. Water is the great equalizer. Water is the best at at making some amazing things happen that people wouldn't believe they could do or would do. It's fantastic. Waterboarding, not saying waterboarding, but water is an equalizer. Now, I'm neither going to confirm nor deny that I waterboard. So I'll say right here on camera that I don't waterboard, Rod. I don't waterboard. So I'm going to stick with that story that I do not waterboard. So you may think I do, but I'm saying on film right now, but I could just be saying this to protect myself, that I don't waterboard. So I'll have to leave that one up to you. But I can tell you that I use a lot of water in Mckamey Manor. Mckamey Manor is a water ride. You're going to be soaked from head to toe the entire time that you're taking the tour. Amen, brother, on that one. Amen. You will be baptized. You will be, yes, all the way. You're going to the river, my friend. It's beautiful stuff. All right, what else you got for me?
After this video, definitely I want to follow up with you, call and talk to you.
All right. So is that all you got right now for me?
I don't know. It's just very hard to understand for me for people that would want to do this. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it because I'd be afraid I'd end up,
Yes.
Take it as aggression or something, and I don't want to get I wouldn't want to get in no legal trouble,
No, so you're thinking that you'd like fly out the handle and become a loose cannon and like hurt somebody or something, right?
No, I mean, if somebody tried to hurt me, then I would go into defense mode and try to protect myself. I'm not going to attack somebody just to attack them.
Why do you think that in all these years nobody has ever attacked us?
I don't know, because maybe I don't know. Have you guys stopped and talked to them?
Oh no, there's no stopping. It's Mckamey Manor. That's when things get going. That's when things get interesting. When they get to that panic mode and that really, walking the thin line mode and jumping over the cliff or not, that's when things get fun. So the reason why they don't is because they understand what they're doing. They understand that this is not a fight club. They understand that they're going in here to be entertained. They're going in to live a survival horror movie. They understand it. And that's why we vet people and make sure we get the right kind of people so they don't flip off the handle and go nutty. Because that's not what the show is.
So what happens if they go in there? So what happens if they go in there to entertain them, and they, I'm for this and stuff like that. Then they end up attacking you.
Okay. They don't though, because of how much
you have them arrested.
No, we have enough people to subdue them if need be. There's always more of us than them, but it's never in 19 years, it's never been a problem because everybody gets it. Even the guys that are scared out of their minds and the ones that you're seeing yelling, screaming, let me out, they get it. They know why they're there. They're there to live that experience. They're not there to fight and go nutty. They're there to live it, enjoy it in this crazy little way, and do you like roller coasters, Rod? Do you like that kind of stuff or not?
Of course I do. Yeah.
All right.
I do.
Well, same thing, man. You go on a roller coaster for the excitement, for the adrenaline of it. And these people come to the manor because roller coasters bore them. And scary movies bore them. Regular haunted houses bore them. But they know that Mckamey Manor is one that will give them a true challenge. And that's why they come. They come to be challenged and to, live out stuff that they can't do any other place in a very PG world, too. I don't know if you know about this. There's no cussing. There's nothing going on, right? It's all very PG-13. It's a Indiana Jones ride on steroids. But my whole point of bringing you on, Rod, I'm not going to ever change your mind. That's okay. But you really shouldn't write these nasty things like you wrote to me without knowing anything. And you still really don't know anything. And I didn't convince you, and I don't plan on ever convincing you. But you don't know me. you don't know the kind of person, you don't know my character, you don't know anything about me. And for you to write down the things you did about all the nastiness is just uncalled for. And I don't appreciate it. But what I do appreciate is at least you were man enough to come on and take the heat in the Mckamey Manor kitchen for a little while. So I do appreciate that.
So, hey, my other question I have for you is if people did get out of line with you, I mean, you said they used to do them. Do you stop it immediately, or do you continue on doing what you're doing now?
It all depends on the person. If that person is a person that we can calm down and snap back to reality again, then the show is going to continue on. If there's somebody that I think should not be here mentally, because now if they're doing that, that means mentally they're at a point of where they shouldn't be. They're not doing things that like we want them to do. Now, to be honest with you though, I'm just speaking hypothetically here because I can't think of one person out of thousands of people who've taken the tour who once inside has ever done that. Nobody has ever done that. So I'm just talking hypothetical here. But 19 years, I've never had one contestant who actually took the tour spin off out of control to where that was even an issue. So I'm just talking hypothetical. It's never happened. So, okay, cool. Nope, I think I lost him. All right, good enough to stay. There, you back again? Come back. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it closed. It's closing. It said, unfortunately, Facebook has stopped.
It's what? Uh-oh. Did you freeze on me? Is anybody out there still? Anybody? People still watching? What happened? All right, are we still on, guys? Buddy, thumbs up.
Tiffany says, call me. Call you what? All right, Tiffany Tucker, I'm calling you. Tiffany!
All right, well, I guess that was it for Rod. Anyways, that was it. I hope you were entertained. All right, I'm going to try to bring him back in here because it crashed one more time.
Try to bring him in to finalize this thing. Finalize. Come on in, Rod. Come on in.
There you are.
I froze up.
No problem.
It froze up on me.
I know.
It said, unfortunately, Facebook has stopped.
Okay, you're good again. All right, so Rod, I'm going to go ahead and call this a day because I got torturing to do, as you know, and I got a big show on Sunday. I got a guy named Frank coming from New York City, and in fact, Frank is on here right now. I do believe he was. Or he might be flying out here right now. But Frank is going to be the big show. In fact, Rod, since you are now, check it out, man. Since you are now on my friend list, I want you to stay on it, and I want you to watch all the torture live on Sunday. I know it's church day, but you can do this. So starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, we're going to have, there's Frank right there. So at 8 o'clock in the morning, we're going to start our live feeds on the Russ Mckamey page. And I want you to watch all the hideous, horrible things that are going to happen for like 12 hours or longer. Frank's going to be there until about midnight. He's going to be there 8 o'clock in the morning till about midnight that night. And a lot of what you're going to see is going to be horrendous, and I hope you have the stomach for it, because Frank's coming a long way to take the Mckamey Manor tour. So watch the show this Sunday, Rod. See what's going on, okay? All right.
So, like I said, I want to follow up with you after this, and thoughts getting bad.
All right, you got it. So do you want to apologize to me about calling me, saying I'm victimizing people and I'm torturing them? Do you want, and I'm sick and sadistic? Do you want to apologize to me?
still,
He's still not going to
I'm
apologize.
going to have to watch
That's
more
right, that's
videos
right.
to get an idea.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't apologize. I gave you like an hour to apologize. Never did it. I don't want it now. I don't want your apology now. All right.
I mean,
so
I
want you to
apologize
watch.
about the stuff I said about your dad.
I know. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, Ron. So I want you to just maybe, think things through a little bit. Don't be an LIC. Do a little more investigation. Do a little more research. Find out maybe what I'm about, what the manor is all about, and watch the show on Sunday. I think it might be quite educational for you. You got it?